It's another Duggystone Radio introducing, and I'll bring our special guest on shortly, and we'll get rocking. So remember, keep it Duggystone Radio. We tend to do these during the week, and we also do a minute on Dougie's Atomic Dustbin on a Thursday morning. So join us from 8 till 10 for that. Right, let's click the button. There you go. You're in. You're in. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
Hey, mate, there was some lovely sticks work there.
Mate, I can't. It's great, and I can air drum for like the best of them. I can't. I've got a set of drums there, right? I've got a set of drums in my studio that I bought, and they're stacked up. And I've just not got time round to playing or learning because I'm too busy doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, the air drumming was very entertaining.
It is, mate. It is. I'm thinking of selling that drum kit, and have you seen them ones you can get, the electronic drum kit? Basically, 2 drumsticks, yeah. And when you do like that, it knows where the drum. It looks brilliant. I probably won't be able to play them either. But anyway, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about you. So introduce yourself.
I'm Carl from the shop window. We're a sort of indie jangly pop band. What else do you need to know?
Well, we'll be all right because in a bit I've got 4 videos lined up. Whether we get 3 or 4, that's another matter. But I've got them lined up. So whilst they're on, we'll be off camera, and we'll be able to enjoy the. Well, you won't be able to see them, but everyone else will be able to see them. So thanks.
Perfect.
But anyway, thanks for the time. Thanks for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. And
thank you for asking.
Yeah, we love it. We're very particular, especially Janice. Is very particular who she has on, and I believe where's the list? Right, I never got round to doing the graphic for it, but this is. I tell you what, people, we have a virtual green room. If you've never watched the show before, if you never tuned in, so bands can basically run riot, can't they? Because it's a virtual green room. But Janice, I said to Janice, you better find out what they want in the virtual green room. We've had everything like from beach, Jamaican beat huts. We've had all sorts of stuff. The cold water swimmers that we had water for them, ice water for them. So this is an absolutely cracking list of items that you've come up with, which is absolutely nuts. It says a virtual green room request a case of IPA. I'm on that, mate. That's awesome. Love it. Love your style. Cheese board, liking it.
Of course, yeah.
Venus flytrap, where we all need them.
Flies.
Do you know what I could do?
Yeah, love them.
8 flies. Lava lamp, very 70s of you.
Soothing.
Avocado, smash, yeah, very, very millennial. Marmite, tomatoes and bread, very nice. A goldfish, yes, yeah, that'll be all right. 2 puppies. And she says, I think he means dogs, because puppies can mean something else, can't they? A couple of puppies.
Yeah.
But that's the green room today. It costs us a fortune in our virtual coin to do that. So anyway, let's find out a bit about the band. So we've obviously been rocking with your stuff, really like the vibe, and your jingly jangly pop. We like that. That's great. So, how many's in the band?
Well, there's for the current sort of recorded batch of songs, it was 4 of us. Mm-hmm. But since we started gigging, we've recruited an old friend on extra guitar.
Excellent.
Because with the recording, I obviously overdubbed a lot of the guitars and track guitars and stuff. So when it came to playing live, we started playing live properly in October last year.
Yeah.
To do the recordings justice, it was like we needed another guitarist. So I got an old friend of mine, Paul Reeves, who's brilliant. He's the only person I could think of that I could trust with the guitar parts.
Excellent.
Into the band. So he's been gigging with us for the last sort of 6 months or so.
Yep.
And he's firmly going to become a full-time member of the band. So moving forward with recordings, he will be on them doing his thing.
Excellent. There's quite a few, 1 or 2 bands expanding their lineup. So we have a couple of standard questions that sort of pop up. One's from our resident gonk, which is Eddie, producer, co-director, and he says, if you've got a tour van, what kind of tour van have you got? That's his standard question every time. He wants to know if you've got a tour van, and if you have, what kind of tour van is it?
We don't have a tour van. We have a real mixture of vehicles. Although we're based in Kent, which is south of England, southeast, and we did a gig in Manchester in March. So we hired a van for that, which was a lot of fun. But generally, we all turn up in a different nature of vehicles, ranging from a sort of Toyota Aygo to a Land Rover.
Excellent.
Across the board, really.
Well, we had 3 little wolves in the studio the other week. There was, how many was there in the band? 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them. And luckily, next door is vacant at the minute. It's been sold. Anyway, I went out and they all had their own car.
Oh, brilliant.
On the drive. I was like, that's very eco-friendly, isn't it? All coming in your own cars.
Yeah. I mean, we do try and carpool. We've got a gig on Saturday, which is about an hour's drive. Well, we're spread out. It's like 3 of us are based in Kent. One's in Dorset and one's in kind of Suffolk.
Wow.
So we're sort of spread out a bit. But we do try and carpool where we can because, it should be done. And it's a lot more fun actually being in the car with someone else as well. I'm
not being funny. If I'm ever going to something like an event, I always try and get someone to drive because then you can have a little sherbet, can't you? You know what I mean?
Fortunately, this has happened for me on our gig on Saturday. Someone who's driving me there. A very good guy who's sort of been a real good supporter of the band, and he does his own radio show and stuff, and he's sort of been to a lot of our gigs, and he's like, I'll pick you up on the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. We love that. Hats off to him for doing that as well. But he wants to be part of the gang, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? He wants to be part of the part of the action, which is brilliant. I'll tell you what I think we'll do. We'll let things warm up a little bit. I'm gonna play a track, and I've picked 4. I'd like to say we might not get through, and it's quite interesting because we were talking about getting things back together, and you're obviously gigging again. But there's a video here that I found from 2020, and it says the shop windows, and in brackets it says rehearsing in isolation, 27th of March 2020.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was when this kind of us into the wider world all started really. But our first release, lockdown happened, the pandemic, and we had 6 songs recorded then, and it was like, well, we can't gig. We were supposed to start gigging then, but we can't gig. So let's stick one of these tunes out and see what happens. And then someone sort of put out a request for your lockdown videos. And for rehearsing, we literally just used to play along to the track, and dream about gigging and getting together in rehearsal space.
It's mad, and it seems like a lifetime ago now. It does seem like a while, doesn't it? But it's only like, we've only recently come out of it. So let's spin this for everyone to have a look at this. And this is a bit of a mashup. Someone's singing in the car. There's people.
We probably don't normally rehearse in the garden and in the shower and in the car, but it was a bit of fun.
Needs must. So that's why I thought we'd play it, because it's sort of evolution-wise. And I knew there was 2021, and I've got your brand new video that's not been uploaded yet that you've kindly given to Janice, who's passed on to me, which we'll make sure we'll play at the end of the show at the very least. Yeah. So let's cue the VT, as they say, and play this. The shop window people on Duggystone Radio's introducing. Go and follow them, find them on Facebook and Twitter.
Like a shop window, the mannequin lies. I can see the world from here, closing my eyes. I don't need to step outside, across the wall. You can see me smile from there, the rest I can hide. Alone in the night, I'll be working it out. Open the door, I'll be feeling the love. It's a blanket over me that suffocates, dragging my heels through nails. I try to wake up, I'll dress outside with sun, a Trojan horse. You know me so well though, babe, your
And there you go. And it ends just like that. Wonderful, man. I like that. I like that. It's because we can all relate to that because we've all been there, haven't we? We're all stuck at home and we stopped talking about it while it was all going on. But now we can have a bit of a chat about it. And yeah, we've got a shared experience. Wonderful. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did that video. I think it's good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was like the probably only the one video that we did, or I put that one together myself. Got the boys to film little bits, but the rest of the video has been done by a good friend of mine, Darren Stokes from S8 Creative. So you know, he's sort of grown with the band as well. So the videos have progressed and got so much better and I would say the last three they've been brilliant.
Yeah, you can definitely see. Obviously, that's a great video. I'm not knocking it, but I've got a couple of others lined up, and you can see there's a difference in them. And yeah, especially the last one. So where did the name the shop window come from? Because obviously that was talking about mannequins within the shop window, and obviously what's
Yeah. So I mean, so that song you just heard was our first sort of finished song when we started messing around doing some music, and basically that song is about, as humans we all have a shop window that it's a glass front, and we project what we want and show what we want people to see regardless of what's going on inside. So it's the shop window, and that's a line in that song. You know, it's like we only show people what we want them to see, really, and that's everyone has a shop window.
Yeah.
That sense.
Yeah, we don't very often share our deepest, darkest thoughts. And I mean, there's times when I've done stuff and I've done shows, and people would never know that in the background there's some major stuff going on, and you just got to put your game face on and you get on with it, don't you? Which can be a good thing and can be a bad thing as well, because other people don't realise everyone's going through similar sort of stuff, and it's not good for yourself either sometimes.
And that's why the line in the chorus is, you know, open the door and feel the love, you know, really let people in. That.
So anyway, if anyone's watching this, regardless of what the band is about or what they've done, just think about that, because I think that's quite a sensible thing, because mental health's not it's not a good thing, is it, for anybody, really?
No, it's a struggle for everyone gets affected in some level, I think, you know, and obviously it's a lot deeper and darker for many and more manageable for others, but yeah, it's not something that should be ignored in any sense, really.
No, I like that, and I'm glad we played that. So Janice has been on. Hello, Janice. She says main inspiration when writing.
Well, I mean, I'm an obsessive music fan and have been since a very young age. I think the main inspiration for me personally is that it's got to be something that I want to hear. I'm trying to make music that I want to hear, basically. Yeah. That I feel is, you know, I get excited by certain songs, and hopefully they're songs a bit like this. You know, we all have our own areas that we enjoy music in, whether it be metal or pop or whatever, or one of the million subgenres of indie. But in the shop window, we're kind of making the music that we want to hear. Yeah. And it's a mix of sort of, you know, our favourite bands that have influenced us, really.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to be with anything you do in life. It's like when I'm doing I'm not looking thinking, oh, what's the key elements to make a great show, or what I'm doing. When I do shows that I'm going to enjoy and I'd like to listen to, and I actually
you can't expect anyone else to love it unless you do.
No,
you know?
Might sound a bit sad, but I go listen to my own shows back. I'll listen to them in the car, and people think you sad get, but no, because I'm listening to. I want to listen to it from the ear of the listener, and I also listen it as a listener. I don't hear me on the show. Yeah. I just listen to the show. It's weird. It's a very weird. I don't think you can really explain it to people, but you get in that zone after you've listened to them so many times.
Yeah.
And is it the same for you guys with a band?
Yeah, the same with music. It's really, you know, especially when you've just finished recording and you've finished your mixes and, you know, you're happy with the mixes. It's like trying to step out of that whole process you've just been through, starting with the writing to the finished recording. Trying to get your head out of that to hear it how someone else is really hard.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of these people that says, oh, I don't listen to my records after recording. I actually still enjoy our records, and I will put them on occasionally and think, "Yep, we've done a good job there."
Exactly, and it's nice, and you put it on and go, "That's mine. That's
Yeah.
my music. Who's this? This is me. This is me.
Yeah,
This is
but
me."
it's
Get
like
it on.
that's the music I want to make, and that's the kind of music I wanna
Excellent,
hear.
excellent, and that's what it's all about. Don't do stuff that you're passionate about, not because for you want to please somebody
Yeah,
else. I think that's
we're sort of, we've been doing this for long enough not to be swayed by any musical current trend. We're kind of making the music that makes us buzz and that we want to hear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly
We're
right. Exactly right. Well, Eddie's pitched up. I don't know if you saw it, Eddie. They don't have a tour van, and what kind of tour van do you have? They have various cars, but they have hired a van at one of their gigs. He'll sleep tonight now. I've got to tell him that. The other one that always comes in from the reggae host, which is Dan, and he's a bit of a pot noodle fanatic, and he's
Right,
on a
okay.
campaign, and he says, should a king size pot noodle contain a king size sachet? I can't even say sachet. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't eat them. I think they're crap. But anyway, he seems like
I don't eat them either, but if you're getting king size, then you need king size sachet. Don't you?
you need a king size sauce, don't you? I don't
Can't really argue with that. You don't want to be cut short, do you? And
No, exactly. And then one of the bands we asked said, "Well, you should add your own." He says, "I do," and I add more of my own stuff in and change the flavour of it. So
yeah,
I mean,
I'm kind of like that with pizza. I get a pizza and I jazz it up.
yeah, exactly.
Jazz,
As long
jazz pizza.
as long as you don't put pineapple on it, and that's just like a no, isn't it? Pineapple. Who puts pineapple? The murderers. If you find anyone that's having pineapple on it, watch them. They're serial
Kirk,
killers.
what about egg? Would you put an egg in a pizza? See, I quite like occasionally like a spinach, spinach ricotta pizza. Always add a bit more cheese because you can never have enough cheese.
I could live with an egg. I could live with an egg.
Yeah, scoop a little like pond out in the middle and crack your egg in there, and away you go. It's lovely.
Well, I've got my own pizza. I've got a pizza oven. I've not used it for ages.
Have you?
But yeah, I built it a few years ago. So unfortunately, my wife's become wheat intolerant, so it's sort of kiboshed the pizza parties a little bit. So anyway,
dear.
that's by the by. But yeah, I do. I have made. Someone came along and we had one with Nutella on and all that. Well, basically made a dessert pizza.
Wrong.
I had all sorts of. I know that's what they wanted, and that's what I produced for them. Made them for them. The simplest pizza, which I don't know what we're talking about pizzas now, is. And my Italian friend came and he said, "I just want garlic and chili on it, nothing else."
And cheese though.
No,
No cheese,
like,
just
so
garlic and
almost
chili.
like garlic bread, so butter with garlic.
Yeah, see, to
fresh
me, that'd be
chilies.
like kind of if I was on holiday somewhere really hot, I'd be like, yeah, I'd whack one of those back for breakfast. But
Yeah,
if
anyway,
I was,
I'm getting
I'd be a
hungry.
little bit kind of disappointed and underwhelmed if that was my dinner.
I'm getting a bit hungry now. Getting a bit hungry. So you got a gig on Saturday. Where's that at again? Yeah, you might have said it at the start. But I saw it.
It's a local festival in Kent, which is all original bands. It's at the Drum Inn in Hythe in Kent. And yeah, it's basically like I think there's like 10 originals bands.
Excellent.
And we're sort of headlining it on at 8:30, and these things are really hard to do for people who are just starting promoting that because they don't have a marketing budget and they can't really spread this. And
Yeah.
often on the socials and wherever you see people going on about like, oh, it's the same bands at the big festivals, but there are smaller festivals going on with originals bands that you'd find a new gem in there.
Yeah, and
Just have to look for them.
listen. I don't say some about some of the shows we're promoting emerging artists like yourself that are coming through. And I'm not saying don't ignore the big names. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
The Gallaghers and all the rest of it. Yeah, crack on, great, but mix it up a bit with some fresh stuff, some new stuff. And yeah, there is the big festivals, but for me, if you go to if you go to a big festival, go and have a look at some of the smaller stages because
get out there at sort of 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and see some of the new bands as well that are starting the affair.
I went to Boardmasters about 4 or 5 years, might be more than that, about 5 years ago. I saw, what's his name? I saw him in the afternoon. He was on about lunchtime, and me and my wife went, wow, he's awesome. Louis, anyway, Scouse singer, and he's last couple of years, Bosch, he's gone up there. We've seen him.
Yeah.
There was no one there. You know what I mean? I could have gone up to him and had a chat with him. The other one was Protege. Well, I saw Protege. He came on in the mid-afternoon. And do you know what I mean? Now, 1.5 million streams a month he gets, listens a month on Spotify.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So don't ignore people because they're not massive. They've never got millions of streams because someone has to start somewhere, don't they? Everyone has got to start somewhere with one, you know what I mean, one follower.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's so. Please
Absolutely.
don't ignore it. And I hope the weather is good. Are you doing it outside? Is it an outside festival? Is it?
It's outside. It's on a kind of like Arctic lorry
yeah,
trailer,
like a trailer.
and, that kind of thing. And there's camping there. It's a small thing, but it should be fun,
mate.
It should be fun.
They all grow. You never know. Glastonbury started off with just a few people in the field. When it was a pound. Look at it now.
I find those sort of intimate small audiences more rewarding, but also harder to play.
Yeah.
It's easier to play to a lot of people, but play to 100 people and it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, because all those loads of people get each other buzzed up and get them rocking and what have you. So
yeah. I mean, I've done session work as a guitarist and done big festivals, and it's easy because you just see like a kind of spread of baked beans basically. But when you're playing to a smaller crowd, you can see into everyone's eyes, and you can see everyone's reaction to what you're doing.
And wouldn't it be great for for someone to break, whether it's you, whether it's anyone else, that someone's watching you. And I remember when I saw them at the Dog and Duck. Do you know what I mean? There was 20 of us. Look at them now; they're on the main stage at Glastonbury. It's in 20th, whatever. It's got to happen, hasn't it? It's got to happen. It's got to be done. There's always a churn. It's a difficult industry to be in, isn't it? Because there's that much coming through. There's that many people.
It's swamped. So much new music. It's it's constantly evolving, this industry, and it's very different to how it was 10 years ago. And we're a band that sort of we all sort of started listening to and playing music in the 90s, and it was a very different industry then.
Yeah.
So it's such an evolving beast, and you need to sort of stay with it. And it's so swamped now with everyone being able to release and DIY themselves. And it's difficult to stand out in a crowd now, but you've got things better in other ways, in the fact that you can release yourself. And and you've got the opportunity to find an audience through social media now.
Yeah, true. And we can do stuff like this we wouldn't have been able to do years ago.
Exactly.
And, pull things together. And the technology is just phenomenal. It was even just a few years ago wanting to do stuff like this and couldn't do it. And it's like, wow, it's here now. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play a video now, Lay of the Land. Can you tell us a bit about this? Is there a story behind it?
Let me think about this one. So this is about kind of realizing, we all have that question in our heads, like, what is life about?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, life is about love. And this, I don't know if you get it from the lyric or not, but this song is about, realizing that the big question is love. What's it all about? It's love, basically.
I'm liking that. And on that note, people, cue the VT, as they say. Cue the VT. There you go. Check this video out. This is a upgrade.
beauty alone, too many still unknown. Find out magpies that steal away, love surrounding the day. The answers, all the world that stars above. I won't fall out with love, it's the meaning of life. It's just the lay of the land, the meaning of life. It's just the lay of the land, future shaped in our hands. It's the meaning of life. All the while stars above, I will fall out with love. It's the meaning of life. It's just the lay of the land, future shaped in our hands. It's the meaning of life.
We're liking that. We're liking that. Cool video, man. Cool video.
Some nice air drum in there, Kirk, as well.
Mate, I tell you, I'm next time I'm going to a festival, I'm going to pretend to be playing the drums at a gig and get the other drums playing. So I'm good at it.
That song's a good one to play live. Actually, it's really good fun, and it sort of sounds bigger live because we add a bit more dirt and crunch to it when we do it live.
I like that. The video, and going back to what you said before about the video, the quality of the video there and the cameras that have been used, that is on point, mate.
Yeah, I really
you
love
see the
that
high
video.
definition on the drops on the cymbals as they go up. Brilliant. Love it. Like it, mate.
Thank you.
Who's this? Jem Pullen had technical issues. Has Carl drunk all the IPA yet? No, but he's just getting through the cheese board as well, and we don't know what's happened to the puppies.
Well, one of the puppies looks hungry, but the goldfish doesn't look well. So I'm considering feeding the goldfish
Just
to one of the
throw
puppies.
it. Just be rock and roll.
Shall I
Throw
do
it.
that? Is that kind of, will I get kind of animal cruelty thing?
Mate, it
but the
doesn't-
goldfish looks on its last legs.
It doesn't matter what you do in this world, right? Whatever you do, you're going to pee someone else off. So do you know what? Do what's right for you. That's what I say.
I'm just thinking hungry puppy, goldfish.
Exactly. So you shouldn't feed
Sort
the
him
fish to the puppy. Yeah, but the puppy's now died because he was hungry. Why didn't you feed him the fish? You can't win, can you? So just do what you want, mate. There's always some idiot wanting to take your legs from under you. Yeah, he's getting through the IPA. Cheese board's going down well, and there was loads of other things that we had. The lava lamp. Yeah, the lava lamp's
Yeah,
there.
it's very soothing. It's on, behind the monitor here. It's soothing. Do I look relaxed?
Chilled, man. Chilled. It's absolutely chilled. Have you got any pre-gig rituals? Some people do, don't they? Wear the same sports stars, same underpants, or they have to twizz round 5 times, and I don't know, whatever. Is there anything you do before a gig?
I just kind of try and reassure the boys in the band, actually. I mean, I used to get so nervous at gigs. I'd first song I'd have a shaky knee and stuff. And, I eventually learned to kind of like flick a switch and go into calm mode, which you need to do before a gig. And it's just stop, breathe, slow down, because when you're setting up and all that, you see everyone anxious and setting up, it's like, just stop, breathe, slow down. And then, when you hit that stage, pick up your instrument, then click the switch again, and now play that first song as if it's your last single, last time you're ever going to play. And every song, play it like that. Mean every beat, mean every note.
I like that. And that's giving a good... That'll come through in your music as well. But you're right, because some people I know are public speakers and still get nervous and go in the bathroom and cold water under the wrists and all that. Really... I mean, I get nervous when I go on... I do public speaking in schools and stuff like that, and I do get a bit nervous before it. But then as soon as I walk through the door, and, hello, I'm here. Everything...
You've got to have little kind of personal triggers that help you through it, really, and, get you into the right sort of zone, and,
Yeah. So Jen's saying he's very chilled. Yeah, of course he is. He's chilled out. He's stopped. He's breathed. He's relaxed. He's in the zone. And hey, there's nothing wrong in here, is there? Oh, man.
It's all good, mate. It's all good.
I'm absolutely starving and I'm gagging for a drink of some description. But I can't drink when I'm doing one of the shows because after one drink, my speech goes completely. So there you
if
go.
mine goes, I apologise.
I
I mean, I can't drink before a gig now. I used to, years ago, but...
That was going to be one of my questions because we've had some bands on here that get smashed before they go on stage, and what's the worst or the most memorable thing from what's gone wrong? Because sometimes they become the juicy stuff in the future. What's the worst thing that's happened at a gig?
I mean, normally with gigs, the worst thing that can go wrong is sound, and it's out of your hands, really. I mean, nothing bad has gone that wrong with our gigs so far, apart from strings breaking and sound man getting the mix completely wrong, mixing you
Right.
like a different
well,
record. And,
standard.
it's just
I mean,
standard stuff, really.
We've had bands turned up to gigs and they're supposed to have had all the equipment, then there was nothing. And that's it. And they were in Holland.
right.
They've had to scrat around. So there's all sorts of stuff going on, you know. Anyway, you never know, do you? There's was it? No, he just has Cornish pasties before a gig. Cornish pasties, you're speaking my language.
I mean, this is the other thing. I can't eat before a gig. You know, a lot of the guys in the band, they'll go and have something to eat. But with singing and stuff, if I eat before a gig, I'll just be like going to sing a word, and it's like, and a bit of Cornish, you know, a bit of whatever comes up. But I'll always have a Cornish pasty after a gig.
Oh, I hope no one was eating just then, but yeah. So now for me,
After a gig, I disappear and have a Cornish pasty, and I'm like, right, good to go.
very rock and roll. No, I'm going back for a line of coke or a spliff. I'm going to have a Cornish pasty. And I'll tell you what, gingsters, they are crap, aren't they? People going about gingsters pasties, they're rubbish. How can they call them a pasty, man? They're not a pasty, are they? Not a proper Cornish pasty. Not in my book, anyway. You're going to tell me that's what you eat now, aren't you? There you go.
Occasionally, if it's the only thing around.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he likes it. His caps. Has he got a collection? Oh, he says you like your caps. Have you got a collection? I have. I've got loads of them. Loads of caps.
Well, this was sent to me by my mother-in-law from New Zealand. So I think it might be a coffee company in New Zealand.
Oh, cool. Advertising.
I've got a few hats.
Not even paint. I mean, I've got Canada on. You know, and I'm going all over the Canada. So, and my T-shirt is. There you go. Look at that.
Oh, lovely.
No Intelligent Life. I wore this when I went for my brain operation. That's what I had. I would lay in the bed. That's the sort of attitude you've got to have in it. You know, someone said, "You're not wearing that." I went, "Yeah, I'm going to be on a brain operating ward." And that's the T-shirt I'm wearing. No sign.
Look at you now.
Exactly, mate. It's really messed me up, hasn't it? But I was like this before.
No, you're perfect. Carry on as you are.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not playing to the audience. Now, there's a question we sometimes ask. Matt, put another track on now, and you can think about whether you want to answer the question, or if you're going to answer the question, what you're going to answer it with. And it's Room 101. And we say, which bands would you put in Room 101 and why? Now, you don't...
I'm possibly going to lose us loads of followers by the ones that I put in.
Right. So you don't have to answer it, but it'd be great if you did. One band reamed off about 6. He was not holding back. So we're going to play... I've got it here. Out of Reach. What's the story behind this? And then we'll get to Room 101.
So this was the only song, I guess, which was a lockdown song on our debut album. So it was written around about March.
Yeah.
When it happened.
Yeah.
2020. And I guess it was that sort of frustration of lockdown and where are we heading, what are we doing, and
cool.
Everything's gone out of reach, and it was kind of that really.
I mean, he did consult. Yeah, that's great. I didn't consult with you. What you might go, why has he played all these? But these are the ones that I've picked. So
no, it's great. This is probably our biggest sort of most popular song.
So people, if you want to go and see whatever else they've got, go and check them out on YouTube. The shop window. We'll be right back after this. Cue the VT. Come on. I'm trying to make out I've got staff in here. Come on, put it on. There's only me. I hope there's some good air drumming bits in this. Let's go, people. Remember, if you're up, they're up, turn up. This is Duggystone Radio.
People say that times they are a-changing. I don't even know what day it is.
There you go. Right, with the shop window, people. What do you think of that? Absolutely amazing. I'll bring you back on screen. Go on. There we go. You're back in the room. Wonderful, man. Love it. Love it. You there?
Yep.
Cool.
Man.
Room 101. What do you reckon?
Okay,
Well, are you going for it? You gonna have it, or what do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm going to give you 3 bands. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I don't think these bands are bad bands.
Yeah.
They're just not for me, and I can tolerate one song at a time on the radio, but an album, it's like a slice of cake. I can have a slice of cake, but don't give me the whole cake because I just can't do it.
Yep.
But they're those type of bands to me, and they've got millions of fans, and lots of people love them. Okay, so I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not for me. I can have a slice at a time, one song at a time.
I get that. You can, yeah.
Okay,
I'm on
ready
that.
for it?
We're on that, people. We're lessening the blow now for these bands. So there you go. Go on, crack on.
So Foo Fighters,
All right. Okay.
Muse,
Oh.
and Queen.
Oh, I love it. I love the last one. Yeah, can't stand them.
See, I mean,
See,
I think
I do.
they're all great bands and
Yeah.
also make amazing music, but one song at a time, I'm fine. But an album, I'm just like, nah, too much.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. But I think it's like anything in life, isn't it? If you was going out somewhere and having something to eat and whatever, you wouldn't go out and have, mind you, me and you might. You won't have you won't have a starter pasty, main course pasty, dessert pasty, would you? Do you know what I mean? You'd want something different, wouldn't
I
you?
always use that cake analogy. It's like lovely big chocolate cake, one slice perfect, but the whole cake those type of bands.
Gets a bit sickly, doesn't it? Gets a bit sickly.
Yeah, and that's just a personal preference. Music. Everyone's got different tastes.
Oh, I'm liking that. He just popped to top, people. He's gone on to something else. What IPA are you drinking anyway? What beer are you
Well,
on?
this one it was on offer after the Jubilee. It's called Corgi Juice, hence why I got the puppies in case I run out.
Oh, I've not tried that. I've actually got shares in equity shares in Brewdog.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm
We'll
waiting
have to talk after this.
I'm waiting for my pack to come through. So yeah, we bought some. What did I get about that? I paid like a few quid for this equity. Now I've got to pay £7 for delivery. Should be in with it, shouldn't it?
That's just out of order, mate. That is.
But yeah, I'm looking for. I love Brewdog. It's one of my. I love it. It's a great beer.
They make a good beer, don't they? It's like,
They do. They make a cracking beer. Right, let's see where we go all over the place with this show. There's no set questions, and I like it like that. And you never know where it's going to go. So and time is ticking. Let's see if there's any more questions on there. You're making me thirsty now. Could do with one myself. Has anyone else got any questions for us? Let's see if we've got any other questions on there. It's not updated itself there. Oh, room 101. Oh, we've done that. We've done room 101. We're on that. We know where we're at with that. We've got that all sorted. Eddie's being a bit cheeky, he says. I bet he likes Kate Bush.
Well, yeah, Kate Bush is all right. I've always liked Kate Bush since. Do you know what? It was since when this is my introduction to the music taste that followed and where I'm at actually. Me and my sister, when we were kids, we used to have this really cool babysitter. He was a mod. And
Excellent.
He'd come round, he'd turn the TV off and bring a bag of records. So he would bring stuff like The Who, The House, The Love, and Kate Bush, things like that. So, he was probably the person that formed my music taste when I was probably
that's interesting, isn't it?
8, 9 years old.
I love the mod scene because I was, I love
got me
that.
into all that as well,
Well, now he's mentioned that because there's a bit. Kate Bush has gone mental, and she's just lately. But
Yeah,
we used to have a
brilliant,
thing on the station, and this is 2 of the jingles that we had made. I don't even know how long they've been on there. They've probably been on the station about 2 years. So have a listen to this when it decides to kick in.
I still dream of all the long.
This is
Brilliant.
Duggystone Radio. We don't play Kate Bush because we think she's crap.
And I've had some stick for that, but we've
I
stuck.
bet you have.
We've stuck for our guns, and it's just got. She's gone very popular, and there's a video of me in the studio doing that, and I've tagged her in it. So she's not replied yet. Not replied.
Yeah. I mean, I think with Kate Bush, it's like her music was so out there.
It was.
But it was, she had like a genius way of approaching song structure and melody.
Mm-hmm.
And if she was a new artist now, it wouldn't sound out of date.
No,
that
I
stuff
think
was
I
released
think you're
now,
right.
it
If you
would
listen
not
to her
stand out
stuff,
of date.
I know we jib it and everything, but there's a skill there, and there's ability, and she's very different, very new, unique.
Yeah, and incredible, really, the way she put songs together.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So that's our little skit. So we do get some stick for that. People,
Is
oh
that your room
no.
101, Kate Bush?
Yeah, in my room, and Queen. And Queen,
And
definitely.
Queen. Oh, we agree on that one.
Definitely. My wife is a big Queen fan, and Eddie King is a Queen nut. And that's what I say. He's got 2 CDs in his car. One's Christmas, Greatest Hits at Christmas, and Queen. Whenever you get in the car, that's all he plays. Either Christmas tunes
Really?
or, yeah, that's it. That's it.
That must be tough, man.
It's tough. It's tough trying to get him to do a show without playing those tracks, I'm telling you. So they. Oh, so what's the plans for the future? You're going to carry on. You got the gig coming up. Have you got any other
Got the
gigs?
gig coming up. So the single is out on Friday.
Yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut, Low, which is like a 7-inch release. We've had the news that the 7-inch, the physical vinyl has been delayed.
Delayed, yeah, I saw that.
The digital release will still go ahead on Friday, so both tracks will be on all the streaming services. And then our second album will be out in the summer. We haven't got a release date yet, but it should be around August, September. You know, again, we're waiting on news with vinyl pressings and stuff.
Yeah, because
And then going forward, it's like we've already started writing album 3, and we've got a big plan for that one, and it's gonna have a concept, and you know we're sort of pushing ourselves really hard with that third album. You're gonna recognise the shop window, but there's gonna be a side to it that you won't recognise.
I like that. So, I mean, I sometimes ask this question as well. So you're obviously committed to the music and what have you. Does everybody have other work that they do, or you just
Yes.
sold into your music? So,
Yeah, I mean, like normally on this interview tonight, Sid, my main man in the band, my wingman, he would have done this, but he's working this evening, so he can do it. But yeah, everyone's kind of, you know.
what's the range
Trying
of
to pay the
what's the
bills.
range of jobs? Because that's quite interesting for me sometimes. What's the range of jobs? What have you got? Plumbers, builders.
So Phil Drummer works in insurance.
Oh, nice.
Martin, the bass player, works in amusement sort of machines, like arcade machines.
Oh, cool.
stuff.
Big money that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sid, he works in. Well, he kind of dresses up as like a Roman or a Greek or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
This is what he tells us, and he basically he works for a place that does tours and historical education for schools. So
Excellent.
he runs around. He could be running around in World War II gear, building trenches or campfires, teaching kids how to, you know, make fire from sticks.
Love it.
And he's often sending us photos of himself in Tudor costume or Roman gear or whatever.
Excellent. So if you ever
We're
need to
just
go do
like,
fancy
you're-
dress, he's your man, innit? If you ever did fancy dress,
He's
your...
the man, yeah.
So if
he
you want
loves
to do
it,
a
that.
crazy video, he's your go-to for your wardrobe, isn't he?
To be honest, he loves it a little bit too much. You know, he sends us these photos.
Well, these people do, you see, these reenactment people and what have you, they do, don't they? A bit like train spotters. So,
Yeah. And I'm kind of a house husband at the moment. I swapped out with my wife 4 years ago when we moved back to the UK.
yeah.
Because our little boy has a lot of serious kind of life-threatening health allergies.
Oh, bless.
And yeah, so one of us can't work, and my wife earns a lot more money than I do in kind of day-to-day work. So she went back to work, and I'm looking after my little one at the moment. But you know, I try and do a bit of session work, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to do a bit more part-time work.
Mate, it's unbelievable. And I did the same. I was sort of working in my consultancy business, but basically working it around my lad. So my wife, same thing. She wanted to carry on working. She could earn more. I was like, well, I tell you what, I've always wanted to do it. I'm doing it, and I absolutely loved it. I used to take him networking.
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change the last 4 years.
It's amazing,
for
mate. You know, I look back and I feel so privileged to have had that opportunity in yourself, and anyone out there that gets a chance to think, oh, I will want to look after kids. Tell you,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, it's the most rewarding thing you'll ever do, isn't it? And but
and
also,
the most frustrating.
it is. I was about to say, it's like I've worked in so many different types of jobs, and doing what I do now is the hardest one because you don't have a start time and an end time.
No. And it's all right, and especially if you've got health issues as well, then it's even, you know, it's bad.
Yeah, he's got serious health issues. And
Oh, bless.
I've had to administer EpiPens before and stuff when you think he's gone in your hands and all that stuff. You know, but
mate.
he's good though. He's getting stronger, and you know,
Excellent.
hopefully the anaphylactic allergy stuff he'll get to understand it a bit more as he gets older, and you know, be
Well,
easier.
Thanks for sharing that with us. I really appreciate that. I think that's really nice of you to share. That was all best with that. And so seriously, I wouldn't change what I did, and I think it was the best experience of my life. And now he's grown up and he's turned into a man. He's 20 and he's doing his own thing, and it's great to see. It's great.
It's a joy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really a joy.
It's fantastic. So in a bit we're going to play, or we're going to wrap up the show with your latest track, which has not been released yet. Thanks very much for letting us have it pre-release and the video. It might end up on our Dustbin show as well, so we'll be giving that a spin. What we've been asking artists to do as well is doing some artist drops for us, so we can put them onto the shows. So if you could do something, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an because sometimes what do you want us to do? I'll give you an egg. Oh, I better not pull that one on. Here's one.
Hi, Roy, from the Shed Project, from Sonny Bolton. You're listening to Duggystone Radio. Nice one.
Nice one. Could you do something like that for us? Whatever you want.
What now?
Yeah, now. Before you go, because when people go, they forget about it. You can just do it now.
Right,
Say whatever
yeah.
you want. It's not a problem. We can retake it, and Eddie will turn it into a jingle.
All right. Hey, Kirk, it's Carl from the shop window, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio. Tune in because it's always the best.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. Thanks, sir. Eddie, get on it, man. Get on it. He'll be on that now. He'll be working his way with that. No, we ask you now, you see, because when people go, we'll do it for you, and they never do it for you. So they always get busy with their other things, don't they? So, yeah. So where's the best place for people to find you? Where can they interact with you? Is it on the old Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, we're on most of the socials. Like Twitter's our main one. That's the kind of one that, because I run all the socials. And I don't have time for any personal social media anymore. It's all banned social media.
Really?
There's just no time to do the personal ones anymore. So yeah, Twitter's the main one. We get the most, well, I get the most enjoyment out of that, and we get the most kind of, I guess, audience and feedback from that. But I enjoy Twitter because I engage and I meet lots of cool people, and I find lots of cool music from Twitter. And that's why I really like it. And it works for us in the band. But yeah, we've also got Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. We've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Spotify. You know, all the other streamers, Apple Music, Amazon, all that. But you know, I think Twitter's probably the one that's best to connect with us on because you're more likely to engage with us there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have turned the back on, or at one time turned the back on Twitter. But I think as a platform, it's brilliant because. You can interact with people, can't you? You know, you can quickly connect with people, which you don't seem to find to happen on the platforms. But
when I started, you know, when we kind of first decided to release Mannequin Lies as a single back in 2020, I was like, right, I better sort out the social media out, and I was dreading Twitter. I was like, oh, I really don't want to do Twitter. It just sounds like, but it's been absolutely brilliant. And I love it more than any of the others now. Facebook just is terrible for artists.
Oh yeah.
All the algorithms, like you know, you post to your Facebook followers from your artist page, and if you post any outside link, they're not going to see it because Facebook don't want them going. I know,
but
it's just pointless. Facebook is pointless.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'll tell you what's working quite well. On Facebook is because they're pushing it as well because they're trying to compete with TikTok is Reels. I've noticed when I do a video on Reels, I can get 200, 1,000. I've got some videos I've got 4,000 on. Yeah, I need to look into that. Then. Yeah, if I put that on Facebook in the normal feed, I sometimes can get three viewers. So Reels is really worth looking at.
Okay,
definitely.
I need to explore that one.
little short clips like you would on TikTok, and it's seriously, I think it's fantastic. I've been using it the last couple of months, and I've noticed an uplift in the views and stuff. So, cool. well worth trying that out, I think.
And I think like YouTube channels as well. It's like I need to work on building our YouTube channel because supposedly that's a really good one if you can build on your subscribers.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you've got a good YouTube channel because you've got video on. A lot of artists just have.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing like when I get the time of thinking of doing little kind of clips of how to play the guitar lines in the songs or get the guitar sounds and little things like that.
Do
I was
that.
wondering if they're being interested in that.
Well, because on YouTube you've got a same again. Is it called? I think it's called Shorts on YouTube.
Shorts.
It's called Shorts,
Okay.
which are little videos, and they're the same. They'll get shared out and promoted more than.
I mean, there are plenty of people like me who are guitar geeks, and we love our effects pedals and which guitar that is and how you get that sound. I was thinking about doing some videos like that for the songs.
I think you're right. I think your followers, your listeners will want to see that stuff as well. They want to see behind the scenes and what you're doing, and a bit like the video we played at the start. That's a classic, and it's behind the scenes in lockdown. I think it's really interesting. I think it's a really interesting video. So that's what should we do. So the time is zooming past us, sir. So I think in a minute we're gonna get on to. Let's see if there's any more questions. Eddie's working on the thing now. Hang on. I sense the dislike for Kate Bush from Duggystone, but I actually like it every now and then. There's a Kate Bush some dislike. Yeah, definitely, mate. I've been rocking that vibe for a few years now. It's not just a new thing. So who's your favourite? You know what, we did Room 101. So who's a band? If you could, I don't know. You can pick a CD or an artist. What would you eat the whole cake?
I couldn't pick one, but I could pick a few. I could tell you.
Go on then. Let's do that then, because this is.
I'll rattle through them really quick if you like.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this is probably the ingredient pot of the shop window. I would say.
Excellent.
So here we go. Teenage Fan Club, Sparkle Horse, Ride, Dive, Deer Hunter, Real Estate, The Smiths, The Cure, The Lars, The Stone Roses, REM, House of Love, Close Lobsters.
Oh wow! What a gig!
Wouldn't that be a great festival?
Wouldn't that be a great festival? That would be absolutely brilliant. And headlining is the shop window.
Yeah, in another world.
Hey man, keep rocking and keep believing and dream big. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
We just love
and
love
enjoy
doing
it.
what we're doing.
And enjoy it. And at the end of the day, if you love what you're doing and someone else is going to love it, and if you're getting a kick out of it, like I said to a band last week, are you doing it for shits and giggles? If that's what you're doing it for,
Well,
great.
at the moment it's like we're feeling wealth that money can't buy by doing this. And
I love that, mate.
For me, that's we're wealthy in what we're doing, and that's the most important thing. We're doing something that money can't buy you.
Mate, everyone wants to be in a rock and roll band, don't they, or an indie band? I mean, here's me with my little drumsticks pretending.
And you rock 'em, mate. You rock 'em.
Pretend I can play, but I'm gonna. There'll be a gig that I'll be on the stage somewhere pretending to play the drums. I'm telling you.
Hey, we should get you on as come to one of our gigs. And get you on as like a drummer Bez type, a Bez, but
Yeah.
you the drum type, the drum version of it.
Mate, I just sit there with no drums in front of me, and I'll just pretend I'm playing. I'll be
Just stand around, dance around, kind of give it some of this.
Out of rock and roll, I envy Bez because he had he's got the easiest job in rock and roll history because he doesn't do anything, but he's smashed out of his brains and he's just shaking his maracas around and dancing, and it's just like amazing. Hats
How
off
wonderful
to him.
is that?
Hats off to him. Hats off to him. Seriously, Sean Wright, just let him get on with it. There you go, man. Now you dance around with your maracas. Don't sing. You can't sing, and but you can never go dancing. But yeah, we'll do that. The Bez of air drumming. That's me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We'll have to get you to a gig, mate.
I'm gonna have to come. We'll arrange it with Janice will arrange it. Right, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna end the show. Thanks very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Smash it on Saturday. I hope you have a great festival and everyone really gets behind you. And thanks for your time. Thanks for opening up to us and just interacting. I've really enjoyed it. Like you, I love doing these. I'm fortunate I can do it, and I just love doing every one that I do, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you. So we're going to wrap.
And you, mate, and thank you for inviting us on.
You're welcome, mate. We only have the best on here. That's all I can say. So we're going to play your. Do you want to just tell us a bit about this track before we play it?
So this is Eyes Wide Shut. Is this Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so Sid, my wingman, he wrote the lyrics and the vocal melody to this one, but he sent me an a cappella on his phone, and I stuck it in our demos folder when we were working on album 2, and we pretty much finished the album, and I was like, I had some time on my hands. I was like, I'm gonna have a look at that little vocal thing that Sid sent me on his phone, and I stuck it into Logic, and I worked out some chords, and then changed some of the sort of vocal phrasing bits, and in the morning it was like, oh, this is actually really cool. sent it back to him and went, I've made a song with that little vocal a cappella you sent me. And yeah, and it sort of, it was an unusual way of writing for us, but that's how this song came about. And it's about secret crushes and not really telling them that you're sort of in love with them, you know.
We like that. On that note, you have a great evening, have a great gig.
And you, mate, thank you.
This is Duggystone Radio introducing with the shop window. We're going to let him get on with his day. We're going to cue the VT. See you later, my friend. It's been wonderful.
Care,
been wonderful.
Out of sight, something deep burns bright there in secrecy. Is it only me? Deep within, where a seed sets in that no one will see. Is it only me? Eyes wide shut, far out at night. My satellite, skies lit up, far out at night. My satellite. Out of sight, is it wrong or right? You can never say. There's no other way. Always there in the air somewhere. Is it only me? Is it only me? Eyes wide shut, far out at night. My satellite, skies lit up, far out at night. My satellite. Eyes wide shut, far out at night. My satellite, skies lit up, far out at night. My satellite, eyes wide shut, far out at night. My satellite, skies lit up, far out at night. My satellite.
How cool was that? And how cool is that track? It's not been released yet. Well, it depends when you're watching this. But at time of recording live, it hadn't been released. But go and check him out, Shop Window. And I just love doing these things. Anyway, Eddie's been busy. Let's see what he's done. He's done something.
Hey Kirk, it's Carl from the Shop Window, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio. Tune in because it's always the best.
There you go. That's what it's all about. I've been Kurt from Duggystone Radio. They've been the Shop Window. Go and check them out. Keep it Duggystone Radio. Just say Alexa Open Internet Radio. Go to duggystoneradio.com. press the player, download the apps, smart speakers, or you can watch us live streaming on Mixcloud 7 days a week. Me and Mr. King will keep entertaining, and there's some of the shows on in the evening. But anyway, go to the station and you'll see the full lineup. Until next time, I'm out of here.